Good afternoon.
नमस्कार सर।
नमस्कार नमस्कार।
नमस्कार।
यूपीसी दिन नहीं ज्वाइन करने वाले हम करना यूपीसी ज्वाइन करने वाले हो ज्यादा कुछ मत रखना, ज्यादा चीजें खोल के मत रखना तो हैंग हो जाएगा वो। जितनी एब्सोल्युटली रिक्वायर्ड है वही बस। और अब इंटरप्शन नहीं होना चाहिए, अब तो सब कुछ बंद कर दो अभी, मतलब बंद मत करना, छोड़ दो सब कुछ ऐसे ही जैसा चल रहा है चलने का। थोड़ा अनाउंस कर दें कि हम किसका वेट कर रहे हैं। वही तब बहुत, यू कैन स्टार्ट। वेलकम एवरीवन, जस्ट कि हम we will start in another 2-3 minutes. We are waiting for some more people to join.
Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all to the inaugural session of the e-conference today. We'll be starting within 2 or 3 minutes from now, so please stay tuned. Thank you.
Yeah.
वेलकम सर।
स्टार्ट करेंगे।
नमस्कार। हाँ, अच्छा, प्रोफेसर विजय सिंह है। ओके, नमस्कार। आप आजकल क्या इंडिया में हैं?
Professor VP Singh, we are not getting your voice.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Is it very late in night for Professor Vijay Singh?
उनकी तरफ से
He cannot hear you. Maybe you need to log out and log in again.
Hello, everyone. We'll be starting very soon. We're just waiting for the chief guest. We'll be starting very soon right now. Thank you very much for waiting.
Ashish, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, sir. We can hear you now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Professor Singh, it must be very late in the night for you or early in the morning.
No, it is 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay, you are awake.
Yes, I got up at 1 o'clock. I had to do my morning chores, and I thought so. Basically, and then after that, it looks like Ashish has scheduled me for serving on a panel at 4 o'clock, and then for a presentation at 7 o'clock. So it looks like today he wouldn't let me sleep.
सर नमस्कार।
Namaskar, sir.
Namaste, भैया।
Namaskar, sir.
नमस्ते भैया।
Namaskar, sir.
नमस्ते
sir.
कैसे हैं आप? हाँ, नमस्ते सुरेंद्र।
Sir, we are starting our program. Sri UP Singh ji will join within a minute or two. So now we will start our program. Please, sir.
Please start.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you for waiting with us. Respected director, eminent dignitaries, scientists, faculties, invited guests and delegates, all presenters and attendees. Mr. John F. Kennedy, the then President of the United States, famously once said, anyone who can solve the problems of water would be worthy of 2 Nobel Prizes, one for peace and other for science. As you all know, water is at the core of sustainable development and is critical for socio-economic development, healthy ecosystems, and for human survival itself. The statistics show that the water use has increased 6-fold over the past century and is rising by about 1% every year. The intersection of water scarcity, food security, and a changing climate, on top of all it raises a suite of water concerns that urgently need to be addressed. It can pose a serious challenge to sustainable development, but if managed efficiently and equitably, water can play a key enabling role in strengthening the resilience of social, economic, and environmental systems in the light of rapid and unpredictable changes. With these causes in mind, I welcome you all to the inaugural session of the International E-Conference on Water Source Sustainability, organized by the Department of Water Resources Development and Management, IIT Roorkee, and the Indian Water Resources Society. I'm Mohit Prakash Mohanty, Assistant Professor at the Department of Water Resources Development and Management, and the host for the inaugural session today. I'm really privileged to have the pleasant task of welcoming the distinguished gathering for the E-Conference. On behalf of the Department of Water Resources Development and Management, IIT Roorkee, and Indian Water Resources Society, and my own behalf, I warmly and respectfully welcome everyone to this 3-day long event. Now I humbly invite Professor Ashish Pandey, the Head, Department of Water Resources Development and Management, IIT Roorkee, and Executive Vice President of IWRS and Chairman of the International Conference, to deliver the welcome address. Please, sir.
A very good afternoon to all. Namaskar. It is a matter of great pleasure for the Department of WRDM and Indian Water Society for having Sri UP Singh, Secretary, Ministry of Textile, Government of India, and President, Indian Water Resources Society, and Professor Chaturvedi, Director, IIT Roorkee. I also welcome Sri DP Mathuria, Executive Director, Technical, and Vice President, IWRS, and IWRS awardee for year 2019 and 20, keynote speakers, session chair, co-chair of various plenary and technical session, participant, and attendees. I also welcome my colleagues and past President of IWRS, past Vice President of IWRS in this inaugural program. The Department of WRDM was established in 1955, erstwhile University of Roorkee as WRDTC. This department has worked during last 65 years with the strength of academician and field engineers with long experience in planning, design, construction, operation, and maintenance of water resources, irrigation, and hydropower project with the help of field engineers, academicians who help the implementation of application-oriented academic program in the country. This department is actively involved in research, development, and extension activities in the area of water resources, hydropower and irrigation, water management. The department has contributed to the development of almost all the major water resource projects like Bhakra, Hirakud, Tiri, and so many, and provide consultancy services for irrigation, flood control, drainage, drinking water, groundwater development, and power sectors. This conference on water source sustainability is an important topic and most relevant in today's context. In view of this, the increasing demand for sustaining life, particularly in hilly regions and planet Earth, the Himalayas are major source of fresh water for India's perennial river, such as Ganges and Brahmaputra. The drying up of springs is continuously affecting the temporal and spatial availability of water in hilly region and threatening the perennial nature of these rivers. More than 50% of the springs in Himalayan regions have already dried up, affecting the water availability of the thousands of villages for
like the connection is lost.
Ashish, we are unable to hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, now we can hear you. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, sir. Specifically, our department is working in the area of flood management, drought management, irrigation water management, drinking water sanitation, water quality, groundwater management, soil erosion and reservoir sedimentation, evaluation of existing water resource structure, hydropower development management, water resource system, climate change and adaptation strategy in water sector. The main goal is to look into supply management and demand management. In supply management sector, we are also working on water conservation through ponds, tanks, recharge structure, creation of additional storage, various traditional methods of water conservation, wastewater management, recycling and reuse, etc. In case of demand management, enhancing water use efficiency is one of the major challenge. Our students and faculty are working using the advanced technology such as use of remote sensing and GIS for addressing the various resource problem, satellite-based products for hydrological modeling, artificial neural network, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, etc. Hydrological and hydrometeorological instrumentation, physically based and conceptually models. Analysis through these advanced tools and techniques lead to improved research output in the form of publication in peer-reviewed journals. I would like to inform you that the headquarters of Indian Water Resource Society is available or located in Department of IWRS, Roorkee. I again welcome you all during the inaugural function of the International Conference on Water Source and Sustainability. I hope the conference will be able to achieve its goal and objective. I wish all the very best for this important event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving such a warm welcome for the conference. I'm sure everyone is very much excited to attend this event. Now I cordially invite Engineer D.P. Mathuria, the Executive Director, NMCG and Vice President, Executive Office of IWRS, to say a few words about the conference.
Good afternoon to all the esteemed participants, panelists, attendees, session chair and co-chair, and all the distinguished gatherings for today's inaugural event for this very, very important conference. The subject of the conference, water source sustainability, and holding the conference at this hour, there can be no better time to hold a conference on such an important subject. We have all along been fascinated with the idea of providing safe and potable drinking water to our population, a vast population of ours. And consistent efforts of the government as well as civil society alike has been underway over all those years in this direction. Provision of safe and hygienic drinking water to the population remains a very, very important goal for the present government also. If we look at the political commitments of the government of the day, Honorable Prime Minister from the ramparts of Red Fort on 15th August 2019 himself declared launch of Jal Jeevan Mission, a very, very ambitious program to provide functional, drinking water supply to rural households. And government has been moving in a very right direction towards attainment of this objective. Jal Shakti Abhiyan has a motto which says that catch the rain where it falls and when it falls. Beyond the availability of the water in our part of the country, there have been acute stressful conditions so far as availability of water is concerned. We have been struggling with quality of the waters, and many of our river and their stretches have been struggling to remain rejuvenated. Under this campaign of Jal Shakti Abhiyan, 256 districts in the country will be covered to provide not only to improve the water availability, but also to provide functional household tap connections to a very large number of population. In fact, about 19 crores of the population households is proposed to be covered. And the government of day has made an impressive progress under two sessions, two two blocks of Jal Shakti Abhiyan. And as on date, about 40% households have been covered through the efforts. Now, a very great question remains to be addressed by academicians and researchers and the practitioners. That is to make the sources from this water is to be provided, to make it sustainable and to ensure that it remains free from the pollution. There is a concurrent issue also. With such a large number of household connections being provided with tapped water supply, there is a likelihood of greater chances of having grey and black water being generated in our rural households where the traditional methods of treatment exist. So it has to be ensured that user-friendly green technologies and easy to handle technologies are available for ensuring that this gray and black water is managed in a very, very decentralized way. Communities are empowered to check the quality of the water at their own ends by facilitating the various efforts in the direction. So this conference will be largely focusing on looking at the sources of the supply of the water to meet such gigantic objectives of the government. I'll close at this stage and wish this conference a very, very success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And highlighting the urgent need of water source sustainability through the ongoing national programs. I now call upon Professor Basant Yadav, the organizing secretary of the International Conference and secretary IWRS, to say a few words about IWRS and provide a glimpse of the program schedule.
Thank you, Professor Mohit. Shri UP Singh ji, President IWRS and Secretary, Ministry of Textile, Government of India. Professor A.K. Chaturvedi, our Director, IIT Roorkee. Engineer D.P. Mathuria ji, Executive Director, NMCG and Vice President, Executive Office, IWRS. Professor Ashish Pandey, Executive Vice President, IWRS and Head, Department of WRDM, IIT Roorkee. I welcome all dignitaries, delegates, guests, students, and others present in the inaugural function. I take this opportunity to apprise about IWRS, under whose umbrella this activity is being organized. Indian Water Society was founded in 1980 as a society registered under the Society Registration Act. IWRS registered office is located in the Department of WRDM, IIT Roorkee. In addition, it has local centers in most of the major cities in India. Subject to the approval by the Executive Committee, membership of IWRS is open to any professional person who is interested in the water sector. Presently, IWRS has about 7,900 live members, 478 fellow members, and 42 institutional members from all over the country. The main objective of IWRS is advancement of knowledge in technical and policy aspects of water resource development and management. It serves as a platform for free and frank discussion amongst those concerned with water-related issues. Apart from this, IWRS is also publishing a quarterly peer-reviewed journal since 1982. In the past 5 years, IWRS has organized many national and international conferences and workshops. This international e-conference on water source sustainability 2021 is being organized by IWRS jointly with Department of WRDM, IIT Roorkee. The main themes of the conference are water supply management, water demand management, sustainability of water source in urban and rural areas, sustainable irrigation water management, water environment and health, sustaining water source under climate change, water governance and capacity building. In this international e-conference, we have 7 plenary sessions with 39 keynote speakers from India and abroad. All the plenary sessions will be conducted online on WebEx platform. The plenary session on 18th and 19th June will be running till 8:30 p.m. as we had to consider the timings for various keynote speakers joining us from various time zones. We also have 2 technical sessions, each with 4 parallel sessions covering over 100 presentations from the students and early career researchers. All the technical sessions will be conducted online at WebEx. The program schedule is given in a separate booklet and it has been provided to all the keynote speakers and the participants. It is also available at the IWRS website if anybody wants to check on. Program schedule and links to join various plenary and technical sessions are also available on the conference website. In case of any assistance, you may contact through emails or phone numbers provided at the IWRS websites and in the conference booklet. Thank you, everyone, and welcome to the inaugural function of IWRS. To our Mr.
Thank you very much, Professor Basan, for presenting a very nice briefing about the conference and IWRS. I may now welcome Professor S.K. Mishra, Professor, Department of Water Resources Development Management, IIT Roorkee, to introduce our respected director of IIT Roorkee.
Thanks, Mohit. Good afternoon to all. It's my proud privilege to introduce the director of IIT Roorkee and patron of this conference, Professor Ajit Kumar Chaturvedi. Professor Chaturvedi is a graduate, postgraduate, and doctorate of IIT Kanpur. He has served BHU, IIT Roorkee, and then in 1999, he moved to IIT Kanpur, where he had been HOD, Dean, and Deputy Director. He has been recipient of several prestigious awards. He is a founding member of the Telecom Standard Development Society of India. In 2008, he was a member of the DOT committee, which recommended the criteria for spectrum allocation to telecom operators. Over and above all, he is a wonderful administrator, most easily accessible, and a wonderful human being. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Mishra, for your kind words. On this occasion, I would like to welcome Shri U.P. Singh, President IWRS and Secretary Ministry of Textiles. And I'm extremely delighted that despite being a very unearthly time, 2:30 a.m. in the morning, we are also joined by Professor V.P. Singh from Texas. It shows the importance that dignitaries from across the globe attached to attending this event of Indian Water Resources Society. Several technocrats and academicians have also joined. Welcome to all of them. IWRS, as we know, has been established with the goal of bringing all water professionals on a common platform. While from whatever I have seen, it is largely focused on arranging and organizing interesting events, and it has also been able to organize, bring people to speak on very different topics. For example, in this event, we will see that there are a large number of very interesting plenary talks with very distinguished speakers. I would be very happy if this platform of IWRS grows further and starts taking a more proactive role in terms of connecting the science and engineering that emanates from these academic platforms to solve the problems that are affecting locally, whether in the states or whether nationally or whether even globally. While on one hand, we keep on generating new science based on the data that is available, we use measurements, field data to be able to find new patterns, to be able to decipher the underlying phenomena. And we are able to get a lot of satisfaction that our understanding of the phenomena related to water, whether it is supply side, whether it is demand side, whether it is floods, whether it is droughts, all these are improving. While we can very proudly say that these are the achievements, but it makes us feel inadequate, or the fulfillment is less there if we are not able to translate these knowledge gains into something that can be beneficial to the society around us. And I feel that a platform like IWRS is a very ideal platform which can steer its goal towards this objective of trying to do more projects. And when I say more projects, I don't mean that it should start executing projects. I think it can play the role of defining projects. What are the kind of interesting projects that are required? And once those kinds of definitions are created, I think it will be upon different agencies, whether in IITs, whether in NITs, to approach the government, various government agencies, to give them ideas that, okay, from our knowledge, we believe that these are the kind of projects that can be implemented, given priority by the government, because government has also lots of issues to address. And in those unless we play the role of reaching out to the important agencies in the government and illuminating them with whatever we have understood and whatever we have gained, I think we are not fulfilling the due role that we ought to play and we are supposed to play. So I hope that IWRS will go beyond arranging events. It is doing a wonderful job in terms of giving recognition. For example, today we see that in the inaugural program, several important people who have made contributions, they will all be recognized for their contributions to the water sector. I think that's a very, very important activity of IWRS, and I commend IWRS for that. But as I said, that it will be good if IWRS can take one step further and go beyond the task that can be done by other professional bodies or can be done by academic bodies. While on one hand, we say that we not only say, we see that there is so much misery that has been caused by this pandemic, which is not subsiding substantially, which is not going away. And we are always talking about second wave and third wave. We see that it has given one boon, and that boon is that lot of people who matter and who are important, they are able to join such events. For example, today we have both Mr. UP Singh and Professor VP Singh who have been able to join. I don't know whether it would have been normal time, then whether they would have been able to travel to be part of this event or not. So we must make the most of it, while on one hand the misery is there, but if we can bring some very important people who can help us in meeting our tasks, who can play the role of a leading light or a guidance, provide adequate guidance, right guidance, then we must make the best use of it. I see that Professor Ashish Pandey and his team have played a very, very important task in terms of organizing this event, collecting all the different speakers, organizing this into plenaries and doing the logistics. So my commendations to them also and the entire team. And I wish that all those who join this event go back with the feeling that they've learned something new. And those who are the speakers, they come with the feeling that they will make the participant at least to take back something that they can gain from the speakers. With these words, I would like to conclude. Thank you.
Definitely us with your kind words and always inspiring us. Thank you very much for the wholehearted support in organizing this e-conference. I may now request Professor M.L. Kansal, Professor Department of Water Resources Development Management, IIT Roorkee, to introduce the chief guest of the event.
Thank you, Mohit. Respected dignitaries in the panel, I know very eminent people are there. Professor VP Singh is there. Sri VK Singh, CMD NIPCO is there. Professor MK Jha is there. Our own director, Professor Ajit Chaturvedi is there. And above all, our chief guest, Sri UP Singh ji is there. It is my proud privilege to introduce Sri UP Singh ji. Sri UP Singh ji is a 1985 batch IAS officer of Odisha cadre. He did his BTech in Mechanical Engineering from IIT Kanpur. He has held several important assignments both in central and state governments and possesses rich and varied experience. He is the president of Indian Water Resources Society since February 2020. Presently, he is secretary in the Ministry of Textile, Government of India. Prior to this, he was secretary in the Department of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Regeneration, Ministry of Jal Shakti, from December 2017 till February 2020. He joined the Ministry of Water Resources and River Development and Ganga Regeneration on 1st June 2016 as Additional Secretary and held the post of Mission Director, National Water Mission, and later assumed the charge of Director General, NMCG, in October 2016. Prior to joining the Ministry of Water Resources, he worked as Additional Secretary in the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. He has the experience of working in different sectors like water resources, finance, steel, transport, etc. He is deeply involved in policy, planning, and management of water resources in India. He was involved in the implementation of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana related projects, interlinking of rivers, and two World Bank funded projects, that is National Hydrology Project and National Groundwater Management and Improvement Schemes. These projects revolutionized the water resources management in the country. Besides this, we know that Sri UP Singh ji is fond of traveling, reading and photography as well. We welcome Sri UP Singh ji and are thankful for accepting our request to be the chief guest for this today's function. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for the kind words about the chief guest. It is now time for the distribution of IWRS 2019 and 2020 awards. May I please request Professor Basant Yadav to announce the list of the awardees.
Thank you, Professor Mohit. I request our chief guest, UPCNG, to please allow us for the ceremony.
Sure. Kindly go ahead.
Thank you, sir. I would like to inform all our guests that the IWRS has instituted 4 awards from the year 2016. The first is Lifetime Achievement Award. The second is Eminent Water Resource Engineering Award, which is given for 2 people for 1 year. Then Eminent Water Resource Scientist Award, that is also given for 2 persons. Then the Best Water Resource Student Award. Okay. So in this function, the award will be presented to the recipients for the year 2019 and 2020. The awardee will receive a memento and citation later on. Okay, first. So the first is the Lifetime Achievement Award 2019. The Lifetime Achievement Award for the year 2019 is being presented to Professor Vijay P. Singh, University Distinguished Professor, Regents Professor, and Caroline and William and Lehrer, Distinguished Chair in Water Engineering at Texas A&M University, USA, for his lifetime outstanding national and international contribution in the field of water resource development and management. In honor and with great respect and admiration, I congratulate Professor V.P. Singh and invite him to deliver his acceptance note in few words.
Okay. Can you hear me, Basant?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, thank you so very much. And I would particularly like to express my deep appreciation and thankfulness to the selection committee, to IWRS. Actually, in actuality, this achievement award was quite a surprise because I did not even know if somebody who nominated me and how I got selected. But in any event, it's always a pleasure to be recognized, particularly at home. And IIT Roorkee has been my home for more than 3 decades. But I would like to state here that even though I'm being recognized, but in reality, this award really belongs to a lot of people, particularly my wife, my family, my children, but more importantly to my collaborators, my students, my postdoctoral fellows. And my collaborators, my students, and my postdoctoral fellows have come from all around the world. And many of my collaborators are participating in the conference. I have a long list of collaborators from all over the world, but I would like to single out at least those who are here at present, including Dr. S.K. Misra, Dr. Ashish Pandey, also Dr. C.S.P. Oja. I'm not sure if he's participating in the conference, but in any event, Dr. S.K. Jain, Dr. M.L. Kansal, and there are a number of people who are not here, including Dr. Pratap Singh and my very dear friend, Professor Umesh Kothari. Unfortunately, is no longer with us. So really this is, and also my teachers. I have learned a great deal from my students, from my collaborators, and of course from the teachers. Whatever little I know, I learned from them. So this is an occasion where I would like to acknowledge their contributions, and I would like to express my gratitude to all of these people. Collaborators, students, family members, teachers, postdoctoral fellows, and so on. But they are the ones who make you what you are. They are the ones who have taught me whatever little I know, they are the ones who have contributed to enrich my life in many different ways beyond beyond studies, beyond academic pursuits. So with that, I would like to thank Basant for your very kind introduction, and I would like to express my gratefulness to Professor Chaturvedi, Director of IIT, for being so kind always. And it has been my privilege to have known him since he became director at IIT Roorkee. And I had, of course, met him before he came to IIT Roorkee when he was deputy director at IIT Kanpur, where I was invited to uh, be a panelist for evaluation of civil engineering department there. Also, I would like to say that it is a pleasure seeing all of you, especially those who are involved in the conference, and my colleagues, Surendra Mishra, Emil Kansal, Ashish Pandey, engineer Devendra Mathuria, and everybody who is there. So with that, thank you, Vasan, so very much, and thank you, Ashish, also very much for selecting me to receive the award. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for saying for your kind words. We are indeed privileged to have you, sir. The next is the Eminent Water Source Engineering Award for 2019, which is being presented to Sri Kushwinder Vora Aji, who currently holds the post of member WPNDP in the Central Water Engineering Service, Central Water Commission, for his immense engineering contribution in the field of water source development and management. I congratulate Sri Kushwinder Vora Ji and invite him to deliver his acceptance note in few words. Please, sir.
Yeah, Hassan, I'm really grateful to IWRS that who has found some some worth about me and has actually come up with this award, which is given to me for 2019. I'm really grateful for that and really humbled about it. But as I also understand that such awards do motivate us to do more, but at the same time put more and more responsibility on the shoulders to deliver more in the future and to meet the expectations. All this whatever I personally could have done in this professional service, especially we are working for the government. It is all due to various mentors from time to time, our past senior engineers with whom I have worked, especially the last long tenure I had with Shri UP Singh ji, who is chief guest today. A lot of mentoring we have received under him, which could deliver certain objectives which we had at hand in the ministry, in the Department of Water Resources in the ministry. I'm really grateful to him also, and I'm really grateful to entire IWRS team who has actually taken pain to go through whatever achievements were there and find me worthy of this award. I'm really thankful to you and grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. The second Eminent Water Source Engineering Award 2019 is presented to Dr. Deepankar Shah, who is the former member, headquarters Central Water Board, and former member secretary, Central Water Authority, for his immense scientific contributions in the field of water source development and management. I congratulate Dr. Shah and invite him to deliver his acceptance note. Please.
Thanks, dear. I'm blessed that I'm among all the luminaries of water resources. First of all, CUP Singh, he himself is here. I worked under him also. Professor Chaturvedi, Director IIT Roorkee, then Professor Pandey, Professor VP Singh, and many other my colleagues and my seniors. They are here from Central Water Commission. I spent my life in Central Groundwater Board and post superannuation. I am bit involved in academics and in other work. So it is nice for me that the award is being conferred to me, and I feel that the people by large, the specialists, the experts by large, realizing the importance of groundwater, and I am taking it away that it is a sort of recognition to the subject groundwater. And I am thankful to all my colleagues in Central Groundwater Board, my seniors, and also thankful to many academician professionals who work in the domain of groundwater, and they range in from wide subjects, from sociology, from economics, from engineering, from science, from chemistry, from geophysics of groundwater. It's a monthly subject. So I extend my thanks to all of them, and it's recognition to all of them because we learn together. And first of all, and then I must tell that the Indian Water Resource Society, they are doing a lot in the water resource sector, and they might have taken a lot of pain to find the suitable people and selecting them for our, and wish them all the best in future for further work. And I wish you all the best for the forthcoming, that's the conference that is going on. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Saha. Thank you for joining us. The next category of the award is the Eminent Water Source Scientist Award 2019, which is being presented to Dr. V. Venkateswara Rao, Group Director, NRSC, ISRO, Hyderabad, for his immense scientific contribution in the field of water source engineering, using spatial technology on national level and making imprint of changes towards the prosperity in water sector and significant contribution to the society. I congratulate Dr. Rao and invite him to deliver his acceptance note. Please, sir. Thank you, sir.
Very outset, good afternoon to all of you. Respected UP Singh, chief guest of this function, and Dr. Chaturvedi ji, Director IIT, and fellow panelists, and also the awardees, and my colleagues who have joined through this virtual conference. Good afternoon to all of you. And the very outset, I would really feel really elated to really know that I have been given this award. And let me thank the IWRS Society worthy, considering me worthy for this award. I been in this field for the last 30 years. My main endeavor has been to use this modern technology of satellite remote sensing and GIS technology applications for capturing the dynamics of water resources and provide valuable vital information for decision making, so that the resources could be managed in a better way. So my here at ISRO, my chairman ISRO, director in RSC, my seniors, and my colleagues from Water Resources Group who have really supported in me in many endeavors. And I've been in the focal point from ISRO, and I've been liaising with the ministry for almost 15-20 years. I've worked with many secretaries, and my main aim was to try to develop certain new applications or new dimensions or new information which otherwise not possible, which could be obtained from remote sensing in a timely manner or a better way, and which could really help in solving or taking a decision support for the water management. So we really contributed in many places. Nowadays, this modern technology has become a mainstay of many of the youngsters who have really getting into this water sector, who are working in water sector. It is a must for them. Without this remote sensing and GIS, I'm sure it's very difficult to really work in their present environment. So this is technology has a great potential, very promising tool, and there's many gametes, many areas of water resources. There's a lot of significant contribution. It has supplemented or complemented this particular conventional way, the way we used to manage. In many places, this has really done a great service to the management of resources. For example, I actually my important contribution been developing tools, techniques, especially for irrigation command areas, reservoir sedimentation, hydrologic modeling framework, and then the water dynamic capturing. So many such areas we made a significant difference, and this has been really well disseminated to the many organizations, apex organizations in the country, and also stakeholders in the country. Many water resource department now regularly, routinely, they use this technology. So to that extent, we have been working tirelessly for this, and my wishes are, my colleagues' contributions and wishes are with me, and I hope this award will further encourage me to work more vigorously and try to see that this water sector would get benefit from this application of this technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rao, for kind words. The next award is the Eminent Water Source Scientist Award 2019, presented to Professor Madan Kumar Jha, Professor HAG, Land and Water Resource Engineering in the Department of Agriculture and Food Engineering, IIT Kharagpur, for his immense scientific contribution in the field of water source engineering on national level and making imprint of changes towards the prosperity in water sector and significant contribution to the society. I congratulate Professor Jha and invite him to deliver his acceptance note in few words. Thank you so much, sir.
Good afternoon to all of you. Thank you, Dr. Prasanth, for your kind words about my achievements. And VP Singh sir and Dr. sir, I'm very glad to see all of you after a long time. And Sadhurvedi sir also I met many times in physical meetings when I was a guest chairman from IIT Kharagpur. And VPG sir, since I think it is a long time that I am seeing such face, and I am so glad to see sir, despite his odd time, sir has devoted so much time at this stage. I am very much inspired from such interest to hydrology and also for the advancement in water science. And sir has been always my inspiration until now, and sir will be always my inspiration. And whenever I need any help from sir, sir has never told no. So, and always sir is very positive. I am very thankful to Vijay Singh sir personally. And I am also thankful to Director sir and also Dr. Saha, Dr. Rao, then Mr. UP Singh, also he is the president. I had met him in 2017 AGGS conference, and we had some interaction with sir, and I introduced myself and then what I am doing in the field of water resources. So it was nice to meet sir, and now today I am again meeting. So this is a very good gathering, and I am very much glad to see them at least virtually, but at least we can see the face. And so regarding this award, this is one of awards which I have achieved, and this is more practical oriented. So I feel that since beginning from my undergraduate time, this was my question, that if we have tools and techniques, why there is a mismanagement in water resource? Why you are not able to manage the water? This question I used to ask my professors at undergraduate level. Then this continued up to when I got admission at IIT Bangkok. There also I was asking the professor who taught me groundwater, who taught me hydrology, and then always I was looking for what is the gap. And the main gap, some gap I identified during my MTech research in the field, and then PhD research in Japan. So altogether 10 years I had studied as well as research. in foreign countries gave me a lot of experience, field experience, then laboratory experience, and then more enhanced knowledge. And then finally, I decided not to settle in foreign countries, although some of my teachers also encouraged me to settle. But still, I had a long desire to serve our country. So I ultimately, after 10 years, decided to come back to India. So after completing my JSPS fellowship, then I came back to India and joined IIT Kharagpur with great enthusiasm. And then I thought that whatever work I have done in foreign countries, which have a very practical application, and similar type of work I can do in India. But unfortunately, I can tell you that success rate was not so good. I'm not still today very happy with the aim which I had come to India and what I have gained until now, because a lot of hindrance, a lot of social and some other kind of problems with the other things which I don't want to share, to this gathering. So only just I can say that still, despite some barriers, I have tried my best to prove myself that what I can do with limited fund or with limited facilities. And I can tell you that in the field of groundwater hydrology, I have developed a unique groundwater hydrology lab, which is unique in India, I can say. I have been saying this, and still today I am saying it contains a state-of-the-art technology, including the groundwater modeling and pollution facility. If anybody wants to verify it, they can come to IIT Kharagpur and visit our department to see that lab. And that is a great achievement, I can say. Then I have contributed some books also, and more books are in my planning, and then also contributed large number of papers. And most of the papers you can see are in the field of groundwater hydrology, as well as surface water hydrology, or sometimes integrated, many times integrated approaches. Still today, I follow integrated approaches. That is and multidisciplinary approaches. That is the need of the hour. But multidisciplinary approaches I have followed with some small group, larger group. We have tried with our earlier leadership in our IIT Kharagpur, but still it could not work so successfully. A smaller group works well in India, I can say, rather than a bigger group. So I have tried my best to contribute to this water sector, and most of the work is applied in nature. Most of the recommendations are to be implemented in the field, but unfortunately there is a huge gap between researcher and the manager. So this is why our recommendations are not implemented in the field, as Director Sir told that IWRS is a platform where we should really translate our recommendations into practice. This is the need of the hour, which I also feel. And I hope that many times I have approached the agencies also to implement these ideas, and from where I took the data and then I gave him the recommendations. But unfortunately, I have not seen a single recommendation to be implemented. They say they promise, yes, we'll do it. It is very nice, but unfortunately, I have not seen that it has been implemented until now. With these words, I will say that I'm very happy and very much I'm gratified to get this award, and I'm sure that it will give a boost to me after 21 years research experience in India. And still, I feel that there is a gap between research experience in foreign countries, research experience in India, and then with this gap, still I'm trying to minimize it. As long as I'm in the career, I will be devoting myself to the service of the water sector as much as possible. I am very thankful to IWRS for giving me this prestigious award, and I am very much obliged to this. And I hope this will be a boost for me for the rest of the year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Jha. Thank you so much for your kind words. The next is the award category is the Best Water Resource Student Award 2019, which is presented to Dr. Palmate Santosh Subhas, postdoctoral researcher at Texas A&M Agri-Life Research Center in Texas, USA, for a significant contribution in the field of water source development and management as a student. I congratulate Dr. Santosh and invite him to deliver his acceptance note. I would like to remind all the participants that we are running out of time, so please limit your acceptance speech within a minute or so. Thank you so much. Please, Dr. Santosh. Okay, so I think Dr. Santosh has not joined us, but I congratulate Dr. Santosh and congratulate on behalf of IWRS and WRDM for his contribution in the water source sector. The next, we move on to the awards for year 2020. The first award in that in year 2020 is the Lifetime Achievement Award 2020, which is being presented to late Professor Devdatta Das, who was former professor and head Department of Water Source Development and Management, IIT Roorkee, for his lifetime outstanding national and international contribution in the field of water source development and management, in honor and with great respect and admiration. I invite his daughter, Ms. Swayam Prabha, to deliver the acceptance note.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chaturvedi, Mr. UP Singh, Professor Kansal, IWRS and WRDM. Thank you so much, Mr. Ashish Pandey also. Me and my brother Samit accept this honor on behalf of our father, who we lost just about a month back. He would have been very delighted and very happy to have received this in person. And we are really greatly honored to receive this on his behalf. Roorkee and water was very close to his heart. So I'm sure wherever he is, he must be smiling upon us and he must have been very happy. And thank you for conferring this award on him. And we accept this with gratitude. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. The next, okay. Next is the Eminent Water Source Engineering Award 2020, which is being presented to Sri Vinod Kumar Singh, Chairman and Managing Director of Northeastern Electric Power Corporation Limited, for his immense engineering contribution in the field of hydropower development. I congratulate Mr. Singh and invite him to deliver his acceptance note in few words. Please, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to my grateful thanks to Professor Chaturvedi, Director, IIT Roorkee, Sri UP Singh sir, Secretary, Ministry of Textile, Professor Basant Yadav, Professor Kansal, Dr. Chaturvedi, Dr. Ashish Pandey ji. It's my real honor. I really feel honored to have been recognized by such an august institution. To be amongst a galaxy of experts is a real privilege. It's a real professional privilege. To be part of this award ceremony from this illustrious institution. Sir, in my brief acceptance note, I would like to highlight that you are the brain of these academic institutions. You are the brain behind the hydropower development. I limit my deliberation to hydropower only, but the water as such is a very, very vast subject as we have gathered in the deliberations. It has opened a lot of learning areas for us, and we have been taking a lot of help from IIT Roorkee, other IITs also. And in my 31 years in NHPC, I remember having given a lot of assignment to IIT Roorkee regarding dam lake analysis, like for hydrological modeling, for broadcasting, and so many things. Earlier, we had to go to foreign countries for hydraulic model testing. Myself, I had to go to Linz in Austria for model testing of 132 megawatt power plant. And we have gathered that IIT Roorkee has developed a hydraulic model laboratory very recently. We are collaborating closely with Professor Arun Kumar of IIT Roorkee for development of pump storage project, which is very vital in emerging grid scenario for grid security. Now, very burning point today is with fast penetration and addition of renewables like solar and wind, grid balancing has become a very, very important topic. And there, these pump storage plants are playing very major role. Multi-purpose plants like Siang Upper project in Arunachal Pradesh, which can bring a huge water and energy security to India, particularly in context of development across the borders in China, where we are getting the news of rivers being diverted. It has become very urgent and pressing need. Recently, we have been honored by the Ministry of Power and the Ministry of Jal Shakti. We have been recognized by allotting a project, multi-purpose project called UJ Multi-Purpose Project in District Katwa, Jammu and Kashmir. That's a recognition of our contribution. And with my background of having commissioned more than 14 power plants, hydropower plants in the country, having been involved in the design, operation, maintenance, construction, and their commercial operation, Ministry has reposed faith and confidence in the capabilities of NIPCO and in my leadership, and we can assure the country that we will do it in very much within the budgeted time. Grid security in context of cyber attacks, in context of grid stability, it has become very, very important. So we'll be deriving a lot of strength from the professional backup from the institutions, august institutions like IIT and other associated institutions having multifaceted expertise to march forward in progressing in hydropower development in the country. And we are looking forward to capitalize on emerging opportunities in this area. Thank you, sir. As member Central Water Commission has rightly said, your recognition has put a lot of responsibility, lot of sense of responsibility on us to give more to the country. And on that count, will not disappoint you. Thank you very much, sir, for this great honor. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Sri Vinod Kumar Singh, sir. The second Eminent Water Source Engineering Award 2020 is presented to Mr. Anupam Mishra, who is currently working with Webcos Limited as a Director, Commercial and HRD, for his immense scientific contribution in the field of water source development and management. I congratulate Sri Mishra, sir, and invite him to deliver his acceptance note in few words. Please, sir.
Good afternoon, all the distinguished delegates, respected Shri UP Singh ji, Shri Ajit Chaturvedi ji, Shri Surendra Mishra ji, Shri Ashish Pandey, and Shri Basant Yadav, and all the fellow distinguished delegates. I feel pride and feel privileged and honored to be awarded the Water Resources Engineer Award by IWRS. IWRS is doing an excellent job in sharing the knowledge of water across the country as well as across the globe. With the knowledge of water resources which we have gained over the experience in India, we in WAPCOS are utilizing the knowledge for taking up water resources projects funded by the international financial institutions like the World Bank, Asian Development Bank, African Development Bank, JICA, Exim Bank for the overseas operations of the company. The titles of the projects which we are dealing range from multi-purpose projects in India, Bhutan, Nepal, and Afghanistan to irrigation, drainage, and water management projects in Ghana, Laos, Rwanda, Burundi, and Indonesia. We have taken up several dams and reservoir projects in India, Afghanistan, Cambodia, Congo, Uganda, and also we are trying to share the expertise which we have gained in the country in the groundwater exploration and minor irrigation projects in Africa, Asia, and Southeast part of the world. We have also taken up flood control and river morphology projects in Africa. I have interacted with many international organizations, with many international consultants, but I have found the Indian expertise to be one of the best. And I feel that the knowledge we have gained in the last 75 years of Indian independence is far greater than with many other countries who are still, trying to come out of their water resources issues. I am thankful to all the eminent distinguished delegates. I'm thankful to the IWRS. I'm thankful to UP Singh ji and Ajit Chaturvedi ji. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for your kind words, sir. The next award category is the Eminent Water Resource Scientist Award 2020, which is being presented to Dr. Ambrish Kumar, who is currently working as Dean, College of Agriculture Engineering, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Central Agriculture University, Pusa, Samastipur, Bihar, for his immense scientific contribution in the field of water resource engineering on national level and making imprint of changes towards the prosperity in water sector and significant contribution to the society. I congratulate Dr. Kumar and invite him to deliver his acceptance note in few words. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Basantji. Good afternoon to everyone. Respected Sri UP Singh, IS President, IWRS, Secretary Ministry of Textile, Government of India, the Professor Ajit Kumar Chaturvedi, Director IIT Roorkee, and dignitaries, particularly my stalwart Dr. VP Singh ji, and all dignitaries here, and I think more than 150 delegates and participants are connected presently. I am delighted to this award, and I again I express my sincere thanks that IWRS, which recognized me for awarding with eminent water resources scientist. Of course, this award would certainly motivate me to work with more zeal and ethos in one of the most precious natural resource, that is water. And we are working from the dry zone of Himalaya, lower Ghaggar basin, groundwater optimization, and then the highly water depleting zones of Muzaffarpur and other parts. Presently, in the zone of the Bihar, their exploitation is 40%. And here we are talking evergreen agriculture and water management and crucial issues like the flood. So a number of issues related to dry zone to excess water, we are working. And this award certainly boosts the moral and our work to go in right direction and devote more for the society. Of course, the time is limited, so I am grateful to the Indian Water Resources Society for this particular award. Wish for success of the international conference. And again, to all my colleagues, Dr. Sis Pandey, Dr. S.K. Mishra, and Consul. Of course, we worked a lot while I was in Dehradun, Indian Institute of Soil Water Conservation. Thank you and wish the success of e-conference.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. The next award category is the Best Water Resource Student Award 2020, which is being presented to Dr. Radhakrishnan, who completed his PhD from the Department of Water Resource Development and Management in 2020 for his significant contribution in the field of water resource development and management as a student. I congratulate Dr. Radha and invite him to deliver his acceptance note in few words. Please.
We have to invite Sir UPC. After that, UPC is over. Chief guest is speaking. Okay.
Dr. Radha, are you there? I think he's not with us. So, but anyway, thank you so much for your contribution, sir. Now I conclude the award ceremony and invite Professor Mohit to continue the ceremony.
Thank you very much, Professor Basant, for announcing the list of awardees, and congratulate all the list of awardees of IWRS 2019 and 2020. May I now please request Sri UP Singh ji, President IWRS and Secretary, Ministry of Textiles, Government of India, to address the August gathering.
Very good afternoon to all of you. It could be a good morning for some of us, some of the people who are joining abroad. First of all, of course, I must say that I'm very happy to be here. It's always a pleasure to be back to the water community, actually. Even though, frankly speaking, I also feel a little awkward to be still a president of IWRS. In fact, I have told Mr. Mathuria and others that kindly, because generally either a secretary, water resources, or the CWC chairman is usually the president of IWRS. So I hope that they will have a new president IWRS by the time you have the next event. But nevertheless, I am happy to be here because For many of you, of course, most of you have been working for 30-35 years in this field. I won't be saying so. Of course, I had one of the longest tenure in the ministry. I spent about 4 years and 7 months in Ministry of Water Resources initially. Now it's called Ministry of Jal Shakti, which is generally a quite longer tenure. Even as a secretary, I had spent about 3 years and about 3 months or so. So I am very fascinated about water, and I feel good to be back actually. So at the outset, of course, I would like to first congratulate all the winners actually. I'm happy that some of these winners I had an opportunity to work with. I saw today Dipankar Saha, I saw today Mr. Vora, as well as Anupam Mishra. They all had worked with me. Mr. Vora and Anupam Mishra worked for a very long time. Maybe Dipankar Saha for a shorter period, but so it's good to see them. So not only I want to congratulate them, but I want to congratulate everyone who has been awarded for the last 2 years. I do not know. Generally, when I used to speak on water, of course, I was a very frequent kind of a speaker. I had started a lot of things in the Ministry of Water Resources, as you know. For example, every month I used to, I had started about 3 years back what is called a water talk actually. And every month, third Friday, there used to be water talk, and I used to be present in all water talks without fail. And even though the water talk was delivered by someone else, I think I must be speaking for at least half an hour in every water talk. I had started what is called a monthly dialogue with district magistrates. So I used to, weekly dialogue with district magistrates. So every Saturday, I used to have at least 4 or 5 district magistrates and municipal commissioners with whom I would be talking about the water actually. So water is something on which I love to talk to, and then I can talk to for a very long time, because water is huge actually, so vast. It has so many aspects actually. But I won't be really talking about that because it's already about 2:20 or so, and I'm sure that people are looking forward for a lunch or something, a lunch break. But what I am happy about today's this workshop is the topic which has been chosen actually. I remember when I was last 5 months of my tenure in Ministry of Jal Shakti, I was also secretary for drinking water and sanitation. As you know, Ministry of Jal Shakti has 2 departments: the Department of Water Resources, River Development, Ganga Rejuvenation, and Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation. And today, a Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation is implementing a program which is perhaps one of the topmost mission of Government of India, called Jal Jeevan Mission. And where, of course, every household in rural area is to be provided with a tap water, not only connection, but on sustainable basis, a potable water of a right quantity and right quality by 2024, every household actually. And I remember there we used to have a very frequent reviews with the states. And then I used to find that whenever even my mission director used to make a presentation, there used to be a lot of discussions about the connections and how many connections every day, they capture every day how many connections are there. But there I used to only talk of one thing. I used to be talking of basically a source sustainability. In fact, even about the Finance Commission Award grant, which was there, which is a huge grant for water sector actually. And I used to say that what is important is source sustainability. मैं यही कहा करता था कि भाई नल तो होगा, लेकिन नल में जल कहाँ से आएगा? So tomorrow we should not face a situation. See, making a infrastructure is not that difficult actually. Even a good contractor can make that infrastructure. आप जो भी मतलब बोरवेल कर सकते हैं, आप जहां से इनटेक वेल करके जहां से पानी ला सकते हैं, पाइप ला सकते हैं, घर घर में कनेक्शन दे सकते हैं. But then our job is not connecting every household with providing a connection. What is important is providing a water, a pure water in minimum quantity which has been prescribed actually. So I always used to talk of that what is more important is source sustainability. I remember that some mission under Jal Jeevan Mission was taken there, that we must provide every Anganwadi center and every school with a tap water connection, both for drinking water as well as for washing hands, etc. And I used to say that if any household, any school which you are providing with a tap water connection, at the same time you must provide a rooftop rainwater harvesting. because source sustainability is so important. And there were more than one reason why I always used to say, in fact, some of the districts had done that, had taken a campaign. I used to say that we must have every public building or every school must have a rainwater harvesting. School especially, I used to emphasize for two reasons. Not only that source sustainability point of view, but then students should learn. Students should know what is this? Why water harvesting? Where does the water go from here? Why should we put the water into earth actually? The reason being that our knowledge, unfortunately, we have been dealing with water. Water is as old as civilization. In fact, civilization has come on the banks of the rivers, as they say. But unfortunately, in this country, still I always felt that our understanding of water, our understanding of rivers, our understanding of groundwater is not the kind of not the way it should be actually. So I thought that not only when you are providing a rainwater harvesting in a school, not only you are providing a source sustainability, but what you are doing is you are also providing education to the children, because people do not understand. Today, when you talk of a carbon footprints, everybody talks of carbon footprints. How many of us talk of water footprint actually? What is the water footprint of a shirt which I am wearing? And what is the water footprint of a jeans which a youngster is wearing? Not many people would know. I remember one of the sessions when I was on the water talk, when I also told that the water footprints of one cup of coffee which we take in the morning is something like 180 liter or 140 liter or something. And then everybody said, how can? Because we use just a 200 milliliter of water basically to prepare a cup of coffee. But then the water, the growing of the coffee, if we really see the water footprints, it's almost like 140, 150 kg actually. Similar is whether it's a 1 meter of cloth or a jeans or or a kg of grain or a kg of meat. Similarly, I remember when initially when I started looking after, as it has been told in my introduction, that I was in 2016, I was the first Director General for National Mission for Clean Ganga. And then I find that that time when people were talking about NMCG, they were talking about building some crematorias and building some ghats and all, which in my opinion has nothing much to do with the river rejuvenation. First of all, I think we shouldn't have called it a river cleaning, we should always call it river rejuvenation. And there I find that everywhere people did not go beyond, talking beyond STP and CTPs and ghats and crematoria. But what is most important for a river rejuvenation? What is most important for a river rejuvenation is water in the river actually. I remember one of my colleagues, of course, me and Mr. Chaturvedi share the same alma mater. There's a gentleman called Vinod Tare, which all of you know. I still remember my early days in National Mission for Clean Ganga, when Mr. Vinod Tare was speaking, and he says, a river is one which flows. Something which does not flow is not a river. So by that definition, Yamuna for 8 months in Delhi is not a river actually, because there's no flow of water. If you have no flow of water, then all the sewage treatment plants, not only you build, you make them work also, but what use that's going to be if you don't have water? Because after all, what do? You say that, okay, 30 BOD would be the BOD of 30 mg per liter would be in the treated water. But then still you require to dilute that water because you want less than 3 mg per liter of BOD. And where does that water will come from for dilution? And there came the role of not only a water use efficiency, not only surface water, but groundwater. When I first talked about the importance of groundwater and how groundwater and river rejuvenation is connected, initially even I was not very sure why should we be talking about the groundwater exploitation for river rejuvenation. And then I learned that river rejuvenation basically for the flow, where from the lean season flow or dry season flow come into a river. It comes from basically aquifers. Now, if we exploit too much of a groundwater, the water table in the aquifer would be more far below than a surface of a river or something. So a river which should be a gaining river becomes a losing river actually. Similarly, when I started talking about, not many people in this country talk about floodplains actually. People do not understand the floodplains belongs to the river. The floodplain does not belong to us. But what we do, we construct buildings, we construct offices, we construct temples, we construct everything on floodplains actually. If nothing, you go to Yamuna, you'll find Delhi is half the construction and demolition west of Delhi would be dumped on Yamuna floodplains actually. So all I was trying to, of course, there are so many aspects of it. All I was trying to say is that water sustainability is very important. Initially, when I used to speak, I always used to say that India has about 17% population. It has only 4% of water resources. India has some 16% of world's cattle population. It has only 4% of water resources. How our per capita availability of water has been going down from a level of something like 5,000 meter cube per person per year to maybe a 1,400 or something. That's all true. But towards the end, I was talking slightly differently. I was talking India is a water-rich country. How a country which gets more than 1,000 millimeter of rainfall on an average per year can't be a water scarce country actually. Why should per capita water availability be so important? After all, your 90% or 89% of water goes into basically irrigation actually. And why we are talking of some whatever Falcon mark or whatever it may be? In my opinion, it's not very important. Why don't you calculate for any city? Maybe Delhi could be an exception, but any city or any state, if you see how much rainfall that place gets actually, and even after taking into account a runoff, etc., you will find that the per capita availability of rainfall is very high actually. So for example, I think Mr. Mathuria was talking of catch the rain. That's what the new mantra is: catch the rain where it falls, when it falls. It is not necessary. I'm not saying that again. I don't want to get into the debate of dams, big dams, and all. But fine, dams have played their own part. They will keep. They will continue playing their their own parts actually. But what's wrong? Why should we not basically harvest the water which is falling on my roof actually? And why can we have only one big storage after getting water from such a huge area actually? Why can't every field should have a water storage? And this model has worked. This model has worked in so many villages actually. Earlier, we were talking only of Ahmednagar or Lapuria or something. But today, people have started talking of even Jakhni village in Bundelkhand. And it's simple. Their principle is कि खेत पे मेर और मेर पे पेट. So by basically कि खेत का पानी खेत में, घर का पानी घर में, गांव का पानी गांव में. So it's very important, basically, the source sustainability is very important. Otherwise, whatever we are planning today, whether it's whether you want to have irrigation to every field or whether you want to take water to every household or whether we want to have water for the industry, if there is not reliable and sustainable source of water, then perhaps all our programs will fail actually. That's what I have been when I was secretary there. Every meeting, every state, I was telling, what are you doing for the source sustainability? Don't tell me only how many connections are you making every day. You may be making 1 lakh connections every day, but I do not want to have a situation where 5 years from hence we find there is a tap, but there is no water coming out of the tap. So I'm happy that today's international workshop or conference is focusing on source sustainability and trying to find a ways and means how we can always have a reliable source. I won't take more time. Water again is an area, river is an area where one can talk for hours and hours together actually. But anyway, happy to be here. Of late, I haven't been talking much of water because I'm trying to learn the textile or handicrafts and handlooms actually. And maybe that's you can say beauty or otherwise of our service is that I was in petroleum and natural gas when I came to water, and from water I have come to textile. But yes, I would still say that water remains very close to my heart actually, and I would love to be associated, not as a president of IWRS, but maybe I would certainly love to be associated with the water fraternity in future also. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, organizers, and thank you, the award winners once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your precious words. We are now on the verge of the inaugural session. May I now please request Professor Basant Yadav, the Secretary IWRS, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Professor Mohit. It's my proud privilege to propose a formal vote of thanks to Honorable President IWRS and Chief Guest UP Singh Ji for sparing his valuable time and accepting our invitation to be the Chief Guest for the inaugural function of the International E-Conference on Water Source Sustainability. We are encouraged from your kind presence, sir. IWRS and Department of WRDM IT Roorkee will always remain grateful to you, sir. IWRS will remain thankful for Professor Ajit Chaturvedi, our Director, IIT Roorkee, for his encouragement and support to organize this international conference on water source sustainability and sparing his valuable time with us. Our special thanks goes to all the IWRS awardees, Professor Vijay P. Singh, Sri Pushpinder Voraji, Dr. Deepankar Shaha, Dr. V.V. Rao, Professor Madan Jha, family members of late Professor Devdatta Das, Sri V.K. Singh Ji, Sri Anupam Mishra Ji, Dr. Amrish Kumar, Dr. Palmate, and Dr. Radha for giving their valuable time. My special thanks to all the session chair and co-chair, keynote speaker, dignitaries, delegates, guests, students, and others present in the inaugural function. IWRS is also thankful to Engineer D.P. Mathuria Ji, Executive Director, NMCG, and Vice President, Executive Office, IWRS, Professor Ashish Pandey, Head, Department of WRDM, IT Roorkee, and Executive Vice President, IWRS, for their constant support and guidance. Last few months have been very tough for everyone, and we all have gone through tough times, sadness, and grief. However, events like this gives great inspiration and motivation that even in such adverse condition also, we can make progress. A completely online format of this international e-conference was a tough decision, but with great support from many eminent academicians, scientists, scholars, and students, this seems a great choice. We are also thankful to the faculty members of Department of WRDM for their timely help and support to organize this event. We are also thankful to the media person for their wide coverage of this event. I'm thankful to the training officers and officer staff of WRDM for their timely help and support. Last but not the least, I'm also thankful to one and all those who directly or indirectly extended their support for this course. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Now you can announce that we are going to start the technical session.
Thank you very much, Professor Basant. So from now, we'll be starting our technical sessions. So I hope you all have the links. I'd be delighted if you could join the links and enjoy the presentations. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Namaskar. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now you start. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you to all.
Meeting cancel करके दूसरे चलेगा.